Act 1 of A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Persons represented: Theseus, Duke of Athens.
Read by Algy Pug.
Aegeus, father to Hermia.
Read by Bruce Peary.
Lysander, in love with Hermia.
Read by Dan Rainham.
Demetrius, in love with Hermia.
Read by Bear Schacht.
Philostrate, master of the revels to Theseus.
Read by Amy Graymore.
Quince, the carpenter.
Read by Ariel Lipshaw.
Snug, the joiner.
Read by Catalina Watt.
Bottom, the weaver.
Read by Bob Gonzalez.
Flute, the bellows mender.
Read by Jeff Schwab.
Snout, the tinker.
Read by Grace.
Starveling, the tailor.
Read by Nolan Fount.
Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons, betrothed to Theseus.
Read by Elizabeth Klatt.
Hermia, daughter to Aegeus, in love with Lysander.
Read by Elizabeth Barr.
Helena, in love with Demetrius.
Read by Christine G.
Oberon, king of the fairies.
Read by Algy Pug.
Titania, queen of the fairies.
Read by Elizabeth Klatt.
Puck, or Robin Goodfellow, a fairy.
Read by Amy Graymore.
Fairy.
Read by Tiffany Halla Colonna.
Peace Blossom.
Read by Lucy Perry.
Cobweb.
Read by Nolan Fount.
Moth.
Read by Sudone Vox.
Mustard Seed.
Read by Laurie Ann Walden.
Narrator. Read by Ernst Patinama. Scene: Athens, and a wood not far from it. Act 1. Scene 1. Athens. A room in the palace of Theseus. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, Philostrate, and attendants.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks, how slow this old moon wanes! She lingers my desires, like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in nights. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp.
Exit Philostrate.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Enter Aegeus, Hermia, Lysander, and Demetrius.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And, my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious Duke, be it so she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure for ever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for aye austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and, Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love. Demetrius, let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him, and she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his, my fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius's. And, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nedar's daughter, Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Egeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Egeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
Exeunt Theseus, Hippolyta, Egeus, Demetrius, and train.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ah me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale of history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood,
Act
Oh,
One
cross!
of A
Too
Midsummer
high
Night's
to be
Dream
enthralled to
by
low.
William Shakespeare.
or else misgraft
This
in
is a
respect of
LibriVox
years,
recording.
Oh, spite!
All LibriVox
Too old to
recordings
be
are in the public
engaged to
domain.
young.
For more
or else it
information
stood
or
upon
to
the choice
volunteer,
of friends,
please
Oh,
visit
hell!
LibriVox.org.
To choose love by another's eye.
Persons
or
represented.
if there were a sympathy in
Theseus,
choice,
Duke of
war,
Athens.
death,
Read
or
by
sickness
Algie
did lay
Pang.
siege to it,
Aegeus,
making it momentary
father
as
to
a
Hermia.
sound,
Read by
swift
Bruce
as a
Pearson.
shadow, short
Lysander,
as any
In
dream,
love with Hermia.
brief as the lightning
by
in the
Dan
collied
Raymond.
night that,
Demetrius,
in a spleen,
in love with
unfolds both heaven and earth. And ere a man hath
Philostrate,
power to say,
master of the
Behold,
revels, to
the
Theseus.
jaws of darkness do
Amy
devour it up,
Quince,
so
the
quick
carpenter.
bright things
Read by
come to
Ariel Lipshaw.
confusion.
If
Snug,
then true
the joiner.
lovers have ever crossed,
by
it
Catalina
stands as an edict
Bottom,
in
the
destiny.
weaver.
Read by
Then let us
Bob
teach our
Gonzalez.
trial patience, because
Flute,
it is a
the
customary
bellows
cross.
mender.
As
Read
due to love
by
as
Jeff
thoughts
Schwab.
and dreams and sighs,
Snout,
wishes
the
and
tinker.
tears.
Read
Poor
by Grace.
fancy's followers.
Starveling,
A good
the tailor.
persuasion.
Read by
Therefore
Nolan
hear me,
Fount.
Hermia. I
Hippolyta,
have a widow aunt, a
Queen of the
dowager,
Amazons,
of great revenue,
betrothed
and
to
she hath no
Theseus.
child.
Read by
From
Elizabeth
Athens is
Platt.
her house, remote
Hermia,
7 leagues, and she
daughter to
respects me as her
Aegeus,
only son.
in love with
There,
Lysander.
gentle
Read by
Hermia,
Elizabeth
may I
Barr.
marry thee,
Helena,
and to that place
in
the
love with
sharp
Demetrius.
Athenian law cannot
Read
pursue
by
us.
Christine G.
If thou
Oberon,
lovest me, then
King of the
steal
Fairies.
forth thy father's
Read
house
by
tomorrow
Algie
night,
Pang.
and in the wood,
Titania,
a league without the
Queen
town,
of the Fairies.
where I did meet thee once
Read
with
by
Helena to
Elizabeth
do
Platt.
observance to a morn of May.
Puck, or
There
Robin
will I stay
Goodfellow.
for thee.
A
My
fairy.
good
Read by
Lysander,
Amy Graymore.
I swear to thee
Fairy.
by Cupid's strongest
Read by
bow,
Tiffany
by his
Hannah
best
Maloney.
arrow with the golden head,
Peace Blossom.
by the simplicity
Read
of Venus's
by Lucy
doves,
Perry.
by that which
Cobweb.
knitteth souls and
Read by
prospers
Nolan
loves,
Fount.
and by
Moth.
that fire which
Read
burned
by
the Carthage
Sidone
queen,
Vox.
when the false
Mustard
Trojan under
seed.
sail was seen.
Read by Laurie Ann
By
Walden.
all the vows that ever
Narrator.
men have broke,
Read by
in number more than
Ernst
ever women
Patinama.
spoke. In that
Scene,
same place thou hast
Athens,
appointed
and
me,
a wood
tomorrow
not far
truly
from
will
it.
I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love.
Act 1.
Look,
Scene
here
1.
comes Helena.
Enter Helena, a room in the
Godspeed,
palace
fair
of
Helena.
Theseus.
Whither away?
Enter
Call you me
Theseus,
fair, that fair
Hippolyta,
again unsay.
Philostrate,
Demetrius
and
loves your
attendants.
fair, oh happy
Now, fair
fair.
Hippolyta,
Your eyes
our
are
nuptial hour draws
lodestars,
on
and your
apace.
tongue's sweet
For
air,
happy days
more
bring in another
tunable
moon.
than lark to
But
shepherd's
oh,
air.
methinks how
When
slow
wheat
this
is
old
green,
moon
when
wanes.
hawthorn
She
buds
lingers
appear,
my desires
sickness
like to a
is catching,
stepdame or
oh,
a
where
dowager,
favour so.
long withering out a young
Yours
man's
would I
revenue.
catch, fair Hermia, ere
4
I
days
go.
will quickly steep
My ear
themselves
should
in
catch
nights.
your voice, my
4
eye
nights
your
will
eye.
quickly dream away
My
the
tongue
time.
should catch your tongue's
And then
sweet
the moon,
melody.
like to a
Were the
silver
world
bow
mine,
new bent in heaven,
Demetrius being baited,
shall behold the
the
night
rest
of
I
our
give to be to you,
solemnities.
translated.
Go,
Oh,
Philostrate,
teach me how you look,
stir up
and
the
with
Athenian
what
youth to
art
merriments.
you
Awake the
sway
poet
the
and nimble
motion
spirit
of
of mirth.
Demetrius' heart.
Turn melancholy
I
forth
frown
to
upon him,
funerals.
yet he loves me
The pale
still.
companion
Oh,
is
that
not
your
for our
frowns
pomp.
would teach my smiles
Exit
such
Philostrate.
skill.
I give him
Hippolyta,
curses, yet
I
he
wooed
gives
thee
me
with my
love.
sword,
Oh, that
and
my
won thy
prayers
love,
could
doing
such
thee
affection
injury.
move.
But
The
I
more
will
I
wed thee
hate,
in
the
another
more he
key,
follows
with
me.
pomp,
The more
with
I love,
triumph,
the more he
and
hated
with
me.
revelling.
His folly,
Enter
Helena, is no
Aegeus,
fault of mine.
Hermia,
None but your
Lysander,
beauty,
and
would that
Demetrius.
fault were mine.
Happy be
Take
Theseus,
comfort.
our renowned duke.
He no more
Thanks,
shall
good
see my
Aegeus.
face.
What's the news with thee?
Lysander and myself
Full
will
of
fly this
vexation
place.
come I, with complaint against my
For the
child,
time I
my
did
daughter
Lysander
Hermia.
see, seemed
Stand
Athens
forth,
as a
Demetrius.
paradise to me.
My noble lord,
Oh, then
this
what
man
graces in
hath
my
my
love do
consent
dwell,
to
that
marry
he
her.
hath turned a heaven
Stand
unto
forth,
hell.
Lysander. And
Helen,
my gracious
to
duke,
you our minds
this
we will
man
unfold.
hath bewitched the
Tomorrow
bosom
night
of my
when
child.
Phoebe doth
Thou,
behold
thou,
her
Lysander,
silver visage
thou
in the
hast
watery
given
glass,
her rhymes,
decking
and
with
interchanged
liquid pearl
love
the
tokens
bladed
with my
grass,
child.
a time
Thou
that
hast by
lovers'
moonlight
flights
at her
doth
window
still
sung
conceal.
with feigning
Through
voice
Athens' gates
verses of
have we
feigning
devised to
love,
steal.
and stolen
And
the
in the
impression
wood,
of her
where often
fantasy
you and
with
I upon
bracelets
faint
of thy
primrose beds were
hair,
wont to lie,
rings, gauds,
emptying our
conceits,
bosoms of their
gnats,
council
trifles,
sweet. There my
nosegays,
Lysander and
sweetmeats,
myself shall meet.
messengers of
And thence
strong
from Athens
prevailment
turn
and
away our
unhardened
eyes to
youth.
seek new friends in
With
stranger
cunning
companies.
hast thou filched
Farewell,
my
sweet
daughter's heart,
playfellow.
turned
Pray
her
thou for us,
obedience, which is
and
due
good
to
luck
me,
grant thee
to
thy
stubborn
Demetrius.
harshness. And,
Keep word,
my
Lysander.
gracious Duke,
We must starve our
be
sight
it
from
so,
lovers'
she
food
will
till
not
morrow deep
here
midnight.
before your grace
I will,
consent to
my
marry
Hermia.
with Demetrius.
Exit
I beg the
Hermia.
ancient privilege
Helena,
of Athens.
adieu.
As she is
As you
mine,
on
I
him,
may dispose
Demetrius
of
dote
her,
on you.
which
Exit
shall be either to
Lysander.
this gentleman
How happy
or
some
to her
are,
death,
other some can
according
be.
to our law,
Through
immediately
Athens
provided
I
in
am
that
thought as
case.
fair as
What
she.
say you, Hermia?
But what of that?
Be advised,
Demetrius
fair
thinks
maid.
not so.
To you your
He
father
will
should
not
be as a
know what
god,
all but he
one
do
that
know.
composed your beauties,
And as he
yea,
errs,
and one to whom
doting
you
on
are but
Hermia's
as a form
eyes,
in wax,
so
by him
I,
imprinted,
admiring of his
and within his
qualities,
power to leave the
things
figure
base and
or
vile,
disfigure it.
holding no quantity.
Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
Love can
So is
transpose
Lysander.
to form
In
and
himself
dignity.
he is.
Love looks
But in
not
this
with the
kind,
eyes, but
wanting
with
your
the
father's
mind.
voice, the other
And
must be
therefore
held
is
the worthier.
winged Cupid painted
Would my father
blind.
looked but with my eyes.
Nor hath love's
Rather,
mind of
your
any
eyes
judgment
must
taste.
with his judgment look.
Wings
I do
and no
entreat your
eyes,
grace to
figure
pardon me.
unheedy haste.
I know not by what
And
power I
therefore
am
is
made
love
bold,
said
nor how
to
it
be
may
a
concern my
child.
modesty,
Because
in
in
such a
choice
presence here to
he
please
is
my
so
thoughts.
oft
But
beguiled,
I beseech your grace that
as
I may
waggish
know the
boys
worst
in
that may
game
befall me in this
themselves
case,
forswear.
if I refuse
So
to
the
wed
boy love
Demetrius.
is perjured
Either to
everywhere.
die the death,
For ere
or to
Demetrius
abjure
looked
for
on
ever the
Hermia's
society of
eyne,
men.
he hailed
Therefore,
down oaths
fair Hermia,
that he was only
question your
mine.
desires.
And when
Know
this
of your
hail
youth,
some heat from
examine
Hermia
well
felt,
your blood,
so we
whether,
dissolved,
if you
and
yield
showers
not to your
of
father's
oaths
choice,
did
you
melt.
can endure the livery of a nun.
I will go tell him
For
of
I,
fair
to
Hermia's
be shady
flight.
cloister
Then to the
mule,
wood
to live
will
a
he
barren
tomorrow
sister
night
all your
pursue her,
life,
and for his
chanting faint hymns
intelligence,
to the
if I
cold,
have thanks,
fruitless moon.
it is to their expense.
Thrice blessed
But
they that
here in
master
mean
so
I
their
to
blood
enrich my
to
pain,
undergo such
to
maiden
have his sight
pilgrimage.
thither and
But
back
earthlier
again.
happy is
Exit
the rose distilled
Helena.
than that which,
Scene
withering
2.
on the virgin
The same.
thorn,
room
grows,
in a
lives,
cottage.
and dies in single
Enter
blessedness.
snug,
So will I
bottom,
grow.
flute,
So live,
snout,
so die, my
quince,
lord, ere I will
and
yield my virgin
starveling.
patent up unto his
Is
lordship,
all our company here?
whose unwished
You were
yoke my
best to
soul
call them
consents not
generally,
to give
man by
sovereignty.
man, according to the
Take
script.
time to pause.
Here is the scroll
and
of
by the
every
next
man's
new
name,
moon,
which is thought
the
fit
sealing day
through all
betwixt my
Athens
love and
to
me,
play in
for
our interlude
everlasting
before the
bond
Duke and
of
Duchess on
fellowship,
his wedding day at
upon
night.
that day
First,
either
good
prepare
Peter
to
Quince, say what
die
the
for
play
disobedience
treats
to your
on.
father's will,
Then read the
or
names
else
of
to
the
wed
actors, and
Demetrius,
so
as
go
he
to a
would,
point.
or
Mary,
on
our
Diana's
play
altar
is
to protest
the
for
most
aye,
lamentable comedy
austerity,
and most
single
cruel death
life.
of Pyramus and
Relent,
Thisbe.
sweet
A
Hermia,
very good
and,
piece of
Lysander,
work, I assure
yield
you,
thy
and a
crazed
merry.
title to my
Now,
certain
good
right.
Peter Quince, call
You
forth
have
your
her
actors by
father's
the
love.
scroll.
Demetrius,
Masters,
let me
spread
have
yourselves.
Hermia's. Do
Answer
you
as I
marry
call you.
him?
Nick Bottom the
Scornful
Weaver.
Lysander.
Ready.
True,
Name
he
what
hath
part
my
I am
love,
for,
and what
and
is mine,
proceed.
my love
You,
shall
Nick
render
Bottom,
him.
are set down
and
for
she
Pyramus.
is mine.
What is Pyramus?
And all my right of
A
her
lover
I do
or a
estate
tyrant?
unto
A lover
Demetrius.
that kills himself
I am,
most
my
gallantly
lord,
for love.
as well derived
That
as he,
will ask some
as well
tears
possessed.
in the true
My
performing of
love
it.
is more than his.
If I do it,
my fortunes
let the
every
audience
way
look to
as
their
fairly
eyes.
ranked.
I
If
will
not
move
with vantage,
storms.
as Demetrius
I
is.
will condole in some
And,
measure.
which is more than all
the
these
rest,
boasts can be, I
my
am
chief
beloved
humour
of
is for a
beauteous
tyrant.
Hermia. Why should
I
not
could
I
play
then prosecute
Heracles
my right?
rarely,
Demetrius,
or a part to
I'll
tear
avouch
a
it to
cat
his
in,
head,
to
made
make
love
all
to Nadar's
split.
daughter, Helena,
The raging
and won her
rocks
soul.
and
she,
shivering
sweet
shocks
lady,
shall
dotes,
break the
devoutly
locks
dotes,
of prison
dotes
gates,
in idolatry
and
upon this
Phibuscar
spotted
shall
and
shine
inconstant
from
man.
far.
I must confess that I have heard so much,
The
and with
foolish
Demetrius
fates.
thought to have spoke thereof, but
This was
being
lofty.
overfull of
Now
self-affairs,
name the
my
rest of
mind
the
did
players.
lose it.
This
But
is
Demetrius
Heracles' vein,
come,
a
and come,
tyrant's
Aegeus,
vein.
you shall
A
go with
lover
me.
is
I
more
have some
condolent.
private schooling for you
Francis
both.
Flute, the bellows mender.
For you,
Here,
fair
Peter
Hermia,
Quince.
look you arm
Flute, you
yourself
must
to fit
take
your
Thisbe
fancies
on
to
you.
your father's
What
will.
is Thisbe?
Or else the law of
A
Athens yields
wandering
you up,
knight?
which by no
It
means
is the
we may
lady that Pyramus
extenuate
must love.
to death,
Nay,
or to a vow
faith,
of single life.
let me not play a woman.
Come, Come, my Hippolyta.
I have a beard
What
coming.
cheer, my love.
That's all one.
Demetrius,
You shall play it in a
Sergius,
mask,
go
and you may
along.
speak as small
I
as you
must
will.
employ you in
And
some
I may
business
hide
against
my
our
face.
nuptials,
Let me
and
play
confer with
Thisbe
you
too.
of something
I'll
nearly
speak in
that
a
concerns
monstrous
yourselves.
little voice.
With duty and
Thisbe,
desire we
Thisbe.
follow you.
Ah,
Exeunt,
Pyramus, my lover
Theseus,
dear,
Hippolyta,
thy Thisbe
Aegeus,
dear, and
Demetrius,
lady dear.
and Train.
No,
How
no,
now,
you must
my
play
love?
Pyramus and flute,
Why is your
you
cheek so
Thisbe.
pale?
Well, proceed.
How chance
Robin
the roses
Starveling
there
the
do
tailor.
fade so fast?
Here, Peter
like
Quince.
for want of rain,
Robin Starveling,
which I could
you
well
must
beteem
play
them from the
Thisbe's
tempest
mother.
of my eye.
Tom Snout, the tinker.
Me.
Here, Peter Quince.
For aught
You,
that I could ever
Pyramus's
read,
father.
could ever
Myself,
hear
Thisbe's
by
father.
tale of history,
Snug the joiner.
the course of
You,
true
the
love
lion's
never
part.
did run smooth.
And I hope here
but
is a play
either
fitted.
it was different
Have
in
you the
blood.
lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, "Let him roar again, let him roar again."
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so, that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you, and 'twere any nightingale. Roar, 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 roar.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day. A most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colour beard, your orange-tawny beard, your purple and grain beard, or your French crown-colour beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood a mile without the town by moonlight. There will we rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our device is known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu!
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
Exeunt. End of Act 1.